And good morning. Hopefully our camera will not fall off today, but you never know. Uh, so a bunch of little stuff as usual. But I wonder if you've seen the guy on the motorcycle, the picture of him with no helmet on, but he's wearing a mask driving down the street. I don't know if that's photoshopped or not, but if it's real, it's really funny. If it isn't, it's still funny. So I like that. So here's a theoretical, philosophical question for you, but I was thinking about this. You know, if you enjoy milkshakes, should you just enjoy more shakes and have less lifespan? Is that do you enjoy things more that you like and know that you're shortening it and you still enjoy it? What do you do? So more shakes, more lifespan. Your pick. Tough one. I saw another one, or heard on TV actually, an ad. Do not use this product if you are allergic to it. That's the disclaimer. Thank you very much. The stuff we do for legal. And jumping off to another topic that I'm not going to delve into, but it seems that there's just too much information that is diverse in content. You can support your position with anything if you just hunt. Tremendously diverse opinions, information. I think it's really confusing us, and it's been this way since COVID started. But really, what is trustable? That's the question you've got to ask yourself. And I think in this medical stuff, even the doctors are confused. You get you always go for a second opinion or something, or you might on big stuff just to make sure. But it seems that there's just multiple opinions, and you can't make head nor tails of it, which takes you to flipping a coin. I think on a lot of these decisions, you just flip the coin, which is crazy. So I don't know. I don't know how you get it to good, solid information, but certainly something we need to do. I want to talk a little bit about work ethic and attitudes. So I just checked. Unemployment is at 8.7 million, around 5.8%. Went into the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, so should be fairly accurate, recent. And I didn't read this, but in my opinion, you've always got 2%, maybe 3% that are unemployable, just can't work, and you just have to expect that. It's always that way. So there's still a lot of people that are employable out there. This unemployment compensation increase hopefully is peeling back to get people back to work that are just riding it. Have you seen the help wanted signs? I travel a little bit this past weekend, and they're everywhere. Everybody is hunting. And the minimum wage is basically rising on its own. You know, they want to mandate a minimum wage, but businesses are paying more just to get somebody in there. And of course, possibly decreasing margins or increasing prices, but the minimum wage works by the market, and you can see it right now. I saw a sign, you can get $1,000 bonus just to work in a vape shop. That's how bad things are. So the whole employment market supply thing is messed up. Went to a hotel, and there was a lady when we checked in, I don't know, 4 o'clock, working the desk. The next morning I went down for breakfast. The lady was working. I said, "Oh my gosh, you're still here?" She said, "Yeah, I'm working 2 shifts. I work the desk, and then in the day I cover the breakfast area, and then I go and do laundry." This lady is probably in her 60s, working 2 shifts. I'm sure they're shorthanded and probably called on her to do it. These are the kind of people that make things happen. But boy, you talk about loading the people that can do the work. Then we went to a fast food restaurant. Young guy, probably high school kid, college kid. Nobody in there. I walked in. The kid was cleaning tables. He looked up, saw me, and he said, "Hey, I'll be right with you." And he took off. I think he washed up his hands or something, came over to the counter and said, "What can I get for you?" And I said, "No rush, still don't know what I want." And he said, "No hurry, sir," and just stood there. So the kid was aware that he had a customer walk in the door, which is half the problem in many places. And he knew enough to greet the customer, and then he took off and made sure the customer was taken care of. Now, in a 3-minute period, I assessed this kid, and I could be totally wrong, but if he was in my area and I had a business, I'd be handing him a card, because that's the kind of person you want. Awareness, good attitude, a good work ethic. And that lady really has the work ethic. I heard about a company that's running 7 days a week right now, usually runs 5. They can't get enough volume out in the 5 days a week because of shortages of people, drivers, stuff like that. And this is like a garden hose that's got air pockets in it. You got to get so much water into the bucket, but because the hose is sputtering, you can't get all the water you need. So you got to run the hose longer to get it. And in this case, you're running a business 7 days a week. And it's on the kind of people that'll work 2 shifts, or the people that will take no vacation, or those that are willing to work hard. I don't know how long it's going to last, but certainly you can burn some people out with that. But I think there's a lot of good people just shouldering the load for this country, and a lot of people riding along, getting pulled. So I think the country is messed up right now. Supplies are terrible. Just about any industry you look into, shipping is a mess. There's not enough people. We're turning into a third world country. And of course, things are still way better in the U.S. than elsewhere. I understand that. But how much better could we be? So I wonder what the answer is to this unemployment and people riding this. I was wondering if maybe there should be some mentoring of use, actually teaching people, young people, people that need the help, about developing a work ethic and an attitude so that they can be hireable and succeed in life. And that's the only thing I can think of. Maybe you've got some good answers. I'm sure there's better than that, but something certainly needs done to try to kick up that workforce kind of thing. So then, just want to jump off on my automotive. I don't have a lot this week, but I did read an article for the EVs. There's 2 companies developing soundtracks for vehicles. So when you accelerate in your battery-powered car, you're going to get the acceleration sounds piped into special speakers with, I suppose, the V8 sound, or the sound you want. They're developing that to make the EVs more palatable. So I've said before, my concern is with like Ferrari, a lot of their appeal is the sound of their engine. And so what happens? I would assume Ferrari would certainly try to get a company like this for their EVs if it turns all battery and they're legislated out of gas. But then I thought, what about, why couldn't people duplicate a Ferrari sound and pipe it into a Kia plug-in or something? So can't you see the little switch? I want to be a Ferrari this morning, and you switch over to that. I don't know. Is that where it's headed? Then Ferrari, how do they trademark their sound like Harley tried to do with the Harley sound? So I don't know. That sounds like that, no pun intended, where that's headed. So I want to talk about production real quickly, and I do need my charts. I can't remember all this. So I pulled Automotive News Production, most recent stuff. just talk about that occasionally. But one of the things I noticed, Chevrolet production, July 21 versus July 20, 91,000 versus 175,000. Significant drop this year in production, which we've seen. And overall, 7 months, still a drop in production. If you look at Honda is 111 versus 145. So they did have a drop. And I understand now the chips are catching up with Honda, and they've warned their dealers that production is going to go down quite a bit. But the question here was Kia. Kia was 32,000 to 35,000. But you look at 7 months, 273,000 this year, 203,000 the year before. So how did Kia kick their production up that much? How did they get their chips? What did they do? They obviously figured something out. And why aren't some of these other ones figuring it out? And why is GM so far behind? You look at the plant downtimes. This is General Motors. I don't know if you can see that or not. No. Anyhow, a significant list of plants that are down, some of them till September 20th. So, not good stuff. Now, evidently, the chips are mostly out of Taiwan. I said last week, I think Malaysia was some production, and they're having COVID problems, but who's controlling these chips out of Taiwan? Intel is not capable in the US to make these, or period, to make these chips. So they actually use some supplier in Taiwan for some of their stuff. So you are hung in the US if you need this stuff. Someplace we should not be. The problem is it takes billions, evidently, to make a plant that can make these chips. It's going to take a long time. It's going to be a huge investment. This is something that needs worked on extremely fast, and try to get into this. Of course, you can imagine how long it would take to build a plant, but we need to secure this this production into the U.S. to protect ourselves. So you can see it in the car market, certainly. I can't imagine defense, stuff like that. At any rate, there's another problem for us, so things I'm thinking about. So that's it for today. Hopefully I've added something for you to think about. I want you to spread the good word. We need to do that. We need to stay positive and get it out there. So see what you can do, and have a good week. Thanks.